ban away the lane, which is smart.
Goodness.
Which is smart because if you look at it, you know they're sticking to the guns. They want to take out those junglers that they know could pose a problem for them that Hades can play. It's the flashy assassins, but they made a big mistake in game 1, right? They licked the Julian and they took the link. So I think if you're gonna give away the Julian, you need to pick a roster of heroes that can kind of soak up the impact that Julian brings to the table, you know, and then look to do with the rest of the draft. But on the other flip side, NIP Flash, very similar bans to game 1-2, Harith and Chip.
Yeah, and Moskov gets leaked through, right? So that's the trade, which means now Julian is open. Is there urgency to pick it up in the first 2 picks if you are NIP Flash?
I think Julian looks good. Like no reason not to pick it up. If it worked in game 1, it should work in game 2.
Yeah, I'm looking at Bigatron Beta, like how they've already limited all these assassins. I think you take it now. There we go. NIP Flash also thinking about the same thing. Don't forget, Roger also really strong, especially you want to get the early game snowball. But NIP Flash facing up a Moskov in the gold lane needs to get the Roger quickly online. But with the help of the Julian, I think you can. You start ganking gold lane, and then you start to slow down Moskov's snowball.
I mean, there's still a possibility this Julian goes into Kha'Zix's hand, right? Still a flex pick. Not sure if Kha'Zix would want to do so. I mean, the Zaz still on the table. Not prioritized by NIP Flash just yet. But for Bigatron Beta, we'll see. They're going to go for the Valentina, which was a pick that we did talk a lot about earlier on today. The fact that it hasn't been first phase that often. It's kind of fallen off popularity. But Aries, this Valentina pick, it feels like came out of nowhere.
Yeah, there isn't really much reviewed on the board there. I'm not sure if this is a deny pick coming for NIP, just from Bigatron Beta, just to deny it away for NIP Flash. But if I'm NIP Flash, I'm thinking, wow, that Zaz looks very juicy.
Correct.
Yeah. Like, and you've given it away to the Valentina, like, sure, no problem, because we run it in game 1, the way we want to play the game is just very aggressive with the pacing, and immediately NIP Flash like, yeah, sure, no problem, we're just going to run the same game over again.
Correct, and NIP Flash has already alluded that, okay, you know what, they're ready for a Zaz. If they're not prepared for the Zaz, they will just take it off at that, you know, the Harith ban slot, right? But now, because Bigatron Beta decides to go for the Valentina, this speaks a lot of volumes. 1, Bigatron Beta is not comfortable with the Zaz, and 2, definitely from game 1, they are not confident going up against the Zaz.
Yeah, I think for NIP Flash now, the focus is to kind of take out the jungle selection. In game 1, we saw they started to target the gold laners, and that left Bigatron Beta with no choice but to actually pick up the Beatrix. While the start of NIP Flash, because now Moskov has been secured on the opponent's side, they can kind of just focus on banning away junglers that pose a bit of a problem.
Yeah. So they ban out the Joy. I'm thinking of the Nolan as well, right? Nolan will probably be the final choice if they wish to commit to it, and maybe we just go down to the Lancelot or Baxia again as a tank jungler. But even then, it feels really bad if you're a Bigatron Beta, right? Your options are getting constricted. I mean, Lynch is going to be put in such a hard spot, and you look back at it, and you're like, man, that Ling ban might not have been the play. Minotaur ban by Bigatron Beta, NIP Flash got one more chance to see if they really want to ban out their Nolan.
I think Nolan's a good ban. Something that can potentially match up against the Julian's aggression. You can also burst down the Roger very quickly. So many escapes. Yeah, you can take that away, but I'm also looking at Bigatron Beta side, right? Now they're starting to ban away the Minotaur. You start to lock down a little bit on these roams that JPL is very good at. Not too shabby. Instead of a Nolan, that's going to be an alpha. Someone that can also do quite a decent amount of damage, dive, and also sustain really well.
And a lot of these junglers out of the pocket, Bigatron Beta sticking to the formula that they did in game 1, taking away the Barats, obviously the draft. They need to hit the late game if they want to do the Barats, and this is going to be a problem with them if NIP Flash does pick it up. But hey, coming back to the game, NIP Flash, do they go for the Edith now? Because if you take the Edith, you pretty much replicate 4 out of the 5 heroes that you played in game 1. It worked really well. You know that it's a very high octane pressure. There's a balance in terms of your front line as well as the damage output that your Zaz, Julian, and Roger already have.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the Edith. I mean, if they want to play the same draft, no problem, right? Lolita still looks pretty juicy now that there's a Moskov NIP Flash. Let's see, is it going to be a run-it back?
We're rooting for the same draft.
If they run it back, that's 4 out of 5. It's 4 out of 5, baby.
Yeah, you have to pick the either first. The main reason why is if you pick the Lolita too early in the game, then the only real person that you're blocking is the Moskov. So I think they want to see what Bigatron Better have up their sleeves, especially potentially in the EXP or jungle first, before they do pick up the Lolita. But the Edith works just fine because, like Husky mentioned, she provides a very balanced front line as well as a sustain. But in the midst of it all, Lancelot, one of the last few assassin jungles that we're talking about alongside with Hellcat, but they choose the Lancelot instead, will be picked up by Bigatron Better.
Correct. Now they're looking at a roamer, right? Something that JPL could potentially pick up. I'm looking at maybe a counter pick a Cho away. I think that's really good. Something that, you know, apart from that, because with the Valentina, you already limit a lot of these roamers. So taking that away will make NIP Flash a little bit uncomfortable.
Wow, you talk about Cho for JPL, but Bigatron Beta says Cho for Naksu instead. I got this wild idea, right? Valentina loves Primal Wrap. She goes to the Primal Wrap, she starts shooting you, pew 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 pew. So Lolita, not that bad. You know, you're blocking more than one guy.
Yeah, I would love to see a Yuzong come out with Bigatron Better. You can throw the Arlot into the roam. I think a Yuzong here would have a bit of a control over the Zask. And also the fact that he has AoE knockup, you're not too worried about getting caught. You got immune to CC when you're Dragon Form. I was thinking along those lines, but hey, I think the Cho is not too bad either. A lot of movement from NIP Flash like we saw in game 1, so I think they're looking to not only deny but pick it up for themselves.
And the last man who tried to deny JPL the Cho, I
well,
mean,
we know how the story goes.
You know how the story goes. And there was a Lancelot on the team. You know, I'm just putting together the pieces. Now, NIP Flash, let's pick, it's the running back, baby.
Yeah, NIP Flash like, well, if it's in broken, you don't fix it.
You like it, Jace? You like it? Two times in a row?
I think it just goes to show NIP Flash is really confident with this one, especially when you have an obvious counter on the Valentina to take a Lolita ultimate away. And yeah, it's just Bigatron Beta this time around. I feel like they have what it takes to go up against NIP Flash. But NIP Flash though, make sure that the Julian comes online quickly. I think NIP Flash should be fine.
You know what I've really loved? An unconventional pick, Valerie. I think Valerie would have been sick by JPL. We've seen him play it before in MPL Singapore, so it's not like he's not capable. The fact that you have a Moskov to deal with, a Lancelot to lock down, I felt like the Valerie would have been fun, right? Keyword is fun.
Alright, final words, Jace. You still stick by the 2-0 NIP Flash?
Yeah, I think it's a better 2-0 in fact. Like the fact that, you know, if Hades can pull this off really well, that should be easy for NIP Flash.
Alright,
Now it. It's a 2-0.
Alright, the jury has spoken. Let's see if the verdict is a 2-0 or now. I'm gonna head into game 2 between Bigatron Beta and NIP Flash. Thank you very much, Jace. It's one more chance for Bigatron Beta to keep themselves alive in this run, and NIP Flash, ooh, looking at a 4-0 day 2.
Yeah, this will be a huge difference to their performance in day 1. And I love this Lancelot pick. I know we spoke about how he is kind of like the unwanted child, right? When all the assassins are done, when all the assassins are banned out or picked, you go for Lancelot because he's the only one remaining. But if you look at the grand scheme of things, Lancelot can also come online fairly quickly. When he gets to level 4, the Phantom Execution, Tonrose is already a burst damage kind of a skill that doesn't really need much item to put the damage out. But NIP Flash looking for early skirmish.
And Marzi gotta get out of there as quickly as possible. Wait, this is a Cho... Is that Cho XP?
Yeah, it's a Cho XP and an Arlot roam.
Yeah, I thought I was tripping.
Yeah, well, to be fair, both sides would have worked, right? If you look at Cho, you're looking to catch up heroes a little bit quicker. I think the reason why they put the Cho into the EXP lane is just to, you know, outclear this Idif. But it's very interesting dynamics, right? You put the Cho up against the Idif, Idif's going to wave clear way quicker compared to you. She's going to be able to soak up the damage way more than you. So it's a very risky, fine balance that Bigatron Better have to manage.
Yeah, and if you can't time your Shunpo, you just get flipped, right? The crowd control, it's kind of instant before you get your tough boots. Now, Marzi, he's going to be under pressure because Hades shows up to the bot side, so you're completely locked out from any rotation. And again, the movements, JPL always ahead of Naksu.
Yeah, I think the focal point here comes back to the Cho. He needs to be able to rotate across the map. Since he's not playing the roam, he needs to clear the lanes fast enough so he can out-rotate Adamir. I think that's the idea that Bigatron Beta are going for. And even if it doesn't work, they have the Outlet, which is a ton of CC at the final slash. And well, Marzi as well as Valentina sharing that minions there. They're both going to hit level 4. We might just see our huge team fight.
Yeah, JPL still a bit more until he hits 4, but definitely will reach that level first before Naksu finds the Bong, flicker into Earth Shatter, knockback, so well done. First blood going over to Kurtizi, and that Primal Wrath form used by Adamir, going for the fight. Lynch level 5, tries to go for the Thorn Rose dodge, but JPL bonks him with the hammer. Turtle for NIP Flash, and Bigatron Beta gets absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that flicker into the knockout coming from Adamir, that was precise. It was, whenever I see, Roams do that, or rather, wait,
Final Slash. They want to fight this. There's a knockout. Martz, the damage seems to be there from Bigatron Beta. Spear of Destruction from downtown. A kill on the JPL first. Adamir walks the other way. Julian will get out. Adamir goes down. Martz once more. Another knockout. That's the kick coming off cooldown. The immunity is not enough. Bigatron Beta punishes NIP Flash.
Yeah, NIP Flash there, biting off more than could chew. I felt like taking away the turtle and then moving on to the rest of the map like they did in game 1 would have been the ideal scenario, but Owl here.
He wants to fight this. He transform. Does have the shield, but no, not taking any risks. They don't really know where Lynch is.
Yeah, first big item pickup for the Moskov, the Corrosive Scythe, has been completed. So I think this is where we start to see the farming speed of the Moskov start to shine. But then it's Owl. It's that Roger again that he saw in game 1. Yes, he's no longer the Beatrix, but with Owl, the fact that he can out-rotate a Moskov solely on the fact that he can constantly use his ultimate is just annoying to deal with.
A heart attack moment, a jump scare moment, in fact. The final slash would have been his death sentence. Well, Bigatron Beta definitely off to a way better start. Not getting snowballed since at the first turtle, but it also showed that this draft, if you want to fight, they can fight.
And Flash, like we said, being punished when they tried to invade Bigatron Beta's jungle earlier. And just a reminder for those who are unaware, you just take more damage when you're invading the jungler now.
It's in the first 2 minutes, I suppose. But still, right, the skirmish potential from Bigatron Beta is a lot stronger. With the Cho moving fast, just like you say, I clear the wave, I start moving around the map. The pickoffs, right? 2-way of the dragon in a single sequence. Very unheard of early on. But at least for NIP Flash, you still have Hades who is keeping up with Lynch. I think that is always going to be the silver lining.
No, we're seeing the swaps in terms of the lanes right now. Moskov trying to hit the bottom. Adamir, the flick, but yeah, it's just going to get the Moskov to the bot lane as fast as possible.
If Adamir arrives, it's a 5v5 for sure. I mean, Pin can join the fight with the Spear of Destruction.
If he lands it.
If he lands it. And he got to be a bit more selective, right? So we see NIP Flash. Can they secure the turtle? They've been securing all turtles so far in the series. This time Lynch will get it though. Naksu will try to get away with the vengeance, but runs out of dashes, and NIP Flash punishes him.
It's so cute to see two Zas in the middle of the fight.
Our shoots be fine, right? I mean, waiting for the iframes. Yeah, here we go. Like in Pounce. Execution. 2 free kills.
That sounded like a hint of uncertainty there when you say Owl should be fine. just saying.
I mean, nothing is 100%, you know?
Fair enough. That's all we're talking about.
Yeah, in life, everything is 50-50. It's either yes or no.
Oh, that is a very black and white situation draw. But on the top lane, JPL now, just tower defense duties, but there's just too much firepower on Bigatron Beta side. They will take the first turret, so there is a change of situation right now. Bigatron Beta, this time around, they took both the top and the bottom tier 1s. So the situation definitely looking a lot better. NIP Flash, on the other hand, trying to pick up Naksu here while Julian clears the bottom wave.
Completely different situation, but at least Hades finds space, right? So bot tier 1 goes down, JPL, once more with the bonk, and Owl just got the Sky Piercer. That being said, NIP Flash, at least something we established, Hades is not the be-all end-all, right? Owl, Kurtizi, they're all reliable. And the fact that this is the second time they play this draft in the series, they should feel very comfortable.
I think NIP Flash just trying to catch the Moskov off guard, but I love these rotations coming up from Marzi, right? The fact that we spoke about the importance of him being able to out-rotate Adamir to add that value is just so important, because Bigatron Beta, if they don't have the Cho in the fight, they don't really have a front line. If you look at it, it's only the Arlot, and Arlot, by all means, you need the lifesteal in order to be sustaining in this huge team fights.
Contrary to that, NIP Flash also deserves credits for being able to not just keep up with BTRB, but the way they position around the map is also making sure that Biggotron Beta cannot overstep. But the gank is coming out top. JPL spots it. Ao needs to be escorted away, but Marzi finds it with the kick. Adamir shows up with the Earth Shatter. Ao needs to get out, but still goes down thanks to Pin, who shows up, finds a double kill. And Adamir next on the chopping block is Biggotron Beta responding. Triple kill for Pin. Spill Destruction connects. Katizi, number 4 Maniac for Pin, but Hades is the guy that he cannot take down, but it's more than enough for Biggotron Beta.
That would be nice if we got on Savage there. It would be the first Savage on Stream C, I believe. Yes. If you actually got it. But it's not meant to be. Hades, it feels like it will come back to square one. Yes, we spoke a lot about our the fact that Katizi, Adamir, they have damage and they do pack a punch, but it's... Oh, speaking of Hades, gotta be careful.
Away, enhanced chain, that's 5-second window, can't get the turtle. Hades, yeah, punish. So Biggotron Beta finally finds a decent lead.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough for NIP Flash because we spoke volumes about how the draft look really, really good. But on the flip side, Biggotron Beta, they have been superb in shutting down this trio that's damage that we're looking at.
Adamir is already downloaded as well, and the stolen Zaz ultimate, well, you can't really block that JPL. You will try though, stun onto Lynch, they managed to clear everything out, so keep that mid-tier one alive. That is priority for NIP Flash.
Yeah, coming back to it, right? Biggotron Beta, they have been doing superbly well at shutting down this trio carry of NIP Flash. They take up the Cho, they try to isolate either Katizi or Awa out the fight, and then they burst down either Adamir or JPL. And without those frontliners, suddenly your bursty heroes look really, really skinny, right? You don't really have the ability to stay in the fight as long as you would hope for if you have the Lolita or the in front of you. Final slash once again.
Adamir gets away. Just now we checked the items, JPL is going for the Flask of the Oasis, right? Once we've seen Flask of the Oasis into Blood Wings and maybe Oracle, he just got the Flask. So that shield from the passive that he provides is going to be a bigger difference maker for the fights to come. But Marzi finds the kick, Adamir easily dashes away, Kurtizi zones out the rest of BTRB.
Yeah, good stun by JPL there to ensure that the Cho doesn't complete his Way of the Dragon. Oh,
but another final slash, man. This one, I think, is the fight that NIP Flash cannot fight. JPL will try, but cannot save Adamir. JPL also goes down, double kill going over to Lynch.
Biggotron's better, but it's by luck or design what the fight's not over. Owl has to be careful.
Hades from the side finds Pin. That's the guy that needs to go. They commit onto him. And it's going to be Owl that picks him up. A double kill before he falls. Hades with the enhanced swords actually finds more than they deserve, but still Biggotron Beta with the wipeout.
Yeah, good effort by NIP Flash to come back, but Biggotron Beta, they were 2 ahead. It was a 5v4 by the time the Julian came back in this fight. And you know, when you're re-engaging just like that, with a lot of your huge ultimates already being spent, a little bit of a risk there. But I think for NIP Flash, they were desperate. They were just looking for any sort of win after losing JPL early on in the fight.
But the good news is Adamir and JPL are back. And the longer you aggro the lore, the more it hurts. It's going to be tight though, Lynch. I don't think he has enough HP. The knockoff on the Lord does not connect, but JPL willing to take the risk. Retribution still comes through. Lynch managing to get away just in time.
If only Hades was there. If only Hades was there. But still, the Lancelot, you know, 2 levels higher than the Julian at this point. So I think if Hades was there, I think the reliability of Lynch should still secure a lot. But at great scheme of things, like we come back to the point, Biggotron Beta, every time they find these pickups, every time they find these fights, look at that, Julian's nowhere to be found, Roger's not in the middle of it all, Adamir gets picked off, JPL's already very low. By the time Owl wants to go back into the fight, there's already no front line. And Kutizi, you know, there's really not much you can do, especially if the opponent just topples right in front of your minion. So I think with Biggotron Beta, like I said, whether it's by luck or design, the timing is impeccable. They have been finding these pickups just when NIP Flash don't expect it.
Yeah, we see Biggotron Beta also, now with the Lord coming down mid, it's going to be quite a defense for NIP Flash, right? They have decent wave clear, but Lynch is escorting the top wave. Mid-tier 2 will go down for sure. NIP Flash needs to be careful of the pickup potential. Marzi provides, well, at least in this case, Naxu provides. Gonna try Adamir again, not in a good spot. Primal Wrath flicker, and even then he barely makes it out alive. Spear of Destruction does not connect. NIP Flash managing to keep the side inhibitors alive, but the mid one might not be that safe though. Stolen Primal Wrath is gonna be committed. Final slash. Ao needs to get away. Hades also dropping low, but the pierce damage from Pin is just unbearable. Everyone from NIP Flash forced to move away, and that means 2 inhibitors go down.
And the life steal from the Moskov also means that he's in a healthy state, right? At one point in time, it was a quarter of HP, and just like that, he's already almost back to full health at one point. So I think for Bigatron Beta, very controlled fight here. Took out both tier 2s as well as, took out a tier 2 in the mid, took out tier 3 at the top as well as the middle turret. And they might just be able to go for more and clear out all the inhibitor turrets.
They're gonna try for sure. JPL isolated and almost bursts down. They use the Numenon Blast as a danger zone. Why not flash? They find this bed of roses, but those roses are wilting. Lord coming up in 50 seconds and Bigatron Beta in full control.
Yeah, it's such a stark difference as compared to game 1 where we saw NIP Flash control the momentum from the early all the way to late game, and just because of the change in the draft, right? I think one of the biggest playmakers in this game is actually Natsu on this outlet. Every time he gets a final slash, he either catches either JPL or Adamir, and then the entire team just pounces right on top of them. And the fact that they are able to burst down those two players really, really quickly gives Bigatron Beta the advantage that they've always been looking for.
They're going to try another kick this time. Man, Adam stood no chance. But it feels like NIP Flash needs to somehow fight this. JPL puts up the bulwark, but that one's going to expire very soon. Marcy looking to get away. Curtisi out of the fight already. The juggling from NIP Flash, so far so good. But Hades, he's getting ran down by Pin again. This Moscow paying up dividends, and Bigatron Beta have found an opening to potentially end the game.
NIP Flash, this is rough. This is really, really rough. A 5v2 situation. Owl, I don't think he's getting out of here. He's trying his best, but Ryuzi will get out because of immortality. Another cleanup onto the Zas. I don't think Edinburgh can do much here. And just like that, well, boys, we have a game 3 on hand.
So the 2-0 record will not happen. Bigatron Beta finds a lifeline, and NIP Flash